afternoon. I am Vidya Bhoge, Vidya College and add-on course mathematics. Now subject name is business mathematics and compound. Now course content topic is definitions of simple and component, simple and component is and component. Now objective of the topic: define the interest and show how it relates to the time value. Distinguish between simple and compound interest and demonstrate how to calculate it. Show how the total interest charge on that for either simple interest is determined. Using either formulas or compound interest table, compute the future and present value of a single payment. To understand difference between simple and compound interest, now outcome of this program is students are able to understand the concept related to interest. Solve any example interest, difference between interest, how to use terms such as principal amount, rate of interest, term in year in real life. Now, beneficiary of this program are if you want to get the most return on money, they save or invest on compound interest. The two types of interest are simple and compound. Simple interest is paid only on the money you save or invest. Invest means that is the principal amount. While compound interest is paid on your principal plus on the interest you have already earned. Now, compound interest is beneficial if you are the one receiving the interest, if you are the one paying compound interest on a loan or credit card, then it's costing you a lot of money as interest is charged on interest. Simple interest and compound interest are basic beneficial to are basically beneficial financial concepts. Becoming truly familiar with them may help you make more informed decision when taking out a loan or investing. Now go to the today topic which is simple interest. Now see the definitions of simple interest or terminology related to simple interest. Then firstly see about what is the definition of interest. Interest means what? When a person borrows some amount of money from other persons or institutions, the borrower has to pay some charge to the lender for the use of money. This charge is called interest. This charge is called interest. Now this interest is depend on two things. First is the period for which the money is borrowed, and second one is what? The rate of interest. Now principal means what? Principal amount means what? The sum borrowed is called principal. Means any one person is take the money from other institutions or other persons for taking some loan. Um, this sum is called a principal amount. Now term means what? Time for which it is borrowed is called the term. Principal amount means what? The total sum returned by the borrower, that is principal together with interest, is called amount. Now means simple interest means what? Simple interest is calculated on the principal or original or amount of loan. Means we have to calculate simple interest on principal amount or original amount. We have to take the loan from other institutions. Now go to the formula for simple interest. Then what is the formula for simple interest? This simple interest can be denoted by I letter, means interest. Interest is equal to what? P into R into N divided by 100. Where P is what? P denotes the principal, N denotes the term in years, and R denotes the rate of interest percent per annum. I denotes simple interest. Means if we calculate the simple interest, then we use this formula I is equal to PRN upon 100. Now total amount is obtained by adding interest to the principal. Thus, A is equal to P plus I. Means P is what? Principal amount plus whatever we have to take it the interest on that given principal amount, which is PRN upon 100. By simplifying this term, if we take P is common here, then in bracket 1 plus Rn upon 100 means what? If we calculate the total amount on the interest, we remember that the formula A is equal to P in bracket 1 plus Rn upon 100. Now go to the example on simple interest. Find the simple interest on rupees 2530 for 9 years at 12% per annum. Here's solution. Here firstly we have to given what we have to given in the example. For that we have to learn properly this example. What is the here? Here principal amount is what? Rupees 2530 and N is here what? 9 years and R is equal to 12% per annum. Then we have to calculate the I. Now we know that the formula for a simple interest I is equal to PRN upon 100. Then put all the values PRN in the formula, we get the simple interest. Note this, put P is equal to here 2530 and R is equal to means rate of interest is what? 12. Then N is what? 9. By putting this value in formula, we get answer here 2732.4. Means on principal amount 2530, we get the interest 2732.4 on 9 years at 12% per annum. Now go to the next example. By using this simple interest formula, we have to calculate the rate of interest, then term, then principal amount. So now go to the next example. Here a sum of rupees 4800 amounted to rupees 6240 in a certain period. If the rate of simple interest is 12% per annum, then find period. Here go to the solution. What we have to given in the example, given that here amount rupees here, what is the amount rupees in that example? Here 6240 amounted to rupees 6240 means here A is what? Rupees 6240. Now P is what? Rupees 4800. And R is what? Rate of interest. Here rate of interest is what? 12% per annum. Then we have to calculate period. Period means what? Term. Means how many years we have to take the principal amount from the, then we have to calculate here period means what? N. Then for that we have to use here second one formula, which is A is equal to P in bracket 1 plus Rn upon 100. Then we know that the values of A, P, R, then put that all value in the formula and calculate the value of N. What is there? A is what? 6240. Then P is equal to what? P means what? Principal amount, which is 4800 in bracket 1 plus R is what? 12% into N divided by 100. By solving this term here, if we divided both sides by 4800, we get this term 6240 divided by 4800, which is equal to 1 plus 12 into N divided by 100. Then go to the next by dividing this 6240 divided by 4800, we get 13. 13 divided by 10, we get what? 13 divided by 10, which is equal to what? 1 plus 12 into N divided by 100. Then we have to calculate here n means what? Dividing 1 on both sides, we get this 13 divided by 10 to 10 means what? 13 minus 10 divided by 10 means what? 3 by 10 is equal to what? 12 into n divided by 100. Then from that we have to calculate the value of n. N is what? N is equal to 3 into 100 divided by 10 into 12, which is equal to n. N means what? Here we dividing this 100 by 10. 10 into 10 are 100. Then 3 into 4 are 12. Then 10 by 4 means what? Again here divided this 2 term by 2 means 2 into 5 are 10. Then 2 into 2 are 4 means n is equal to what? 5 by 2. Means here we get the value n means here period, and period means what? How many terms we have to take this principal amount at 12%. Means here we get the answer, the period is 2.5 years. Understand? Then go to the next example. A sum of money double itself in 10 years. Find the rate of interest. Here what we have to given here example. What is the given that here? A sum itself. Means what? Here A is equal to P. A sum of money is to that principal amount. Means we to what? Here 10 years. Here 6 years. Then n is equal to 6. Then to find the r here. Then we use here formula A is equal to P in bracket 1 plus Rn upon 100. Here the sum of money double to itself means 2P is equal to P in bracket. Means we get here 2 is equal to 1 plus R into 10 divided by means 2 minus 1 R into 10. 10. Then here 2 minus 1 which is equal to R into 10 divided by 100 means 1 is equal to R into 10 divided by this to R upon 10. If we divide 10 which is 100, R is equal to what? 10 means we get the rate of interest is what? 10% per annum, which is the answer. Next example here. What sum will amount to rupees 3,296 in 4 months at 9% per annum simple interest? Here we get n is equal to what? 4 months. Means this month can be converted into year. If we divided here 12 on both sides, we get the n in year form. Means what? Here, what is the given here? Amount is equal to what? Rupees. What sum will amount? Means here A is equal to what? Rupees 3,296. N is equal to means what? 4, which is month. We can convert this month into year. Means what? 4 divided by 12. We get 1 by 3. Here R is equal to what? 9. R is equal to what? 9. Then by using here formula, from that we have to calculate what? P amount, principal amount. Here we have to given here amount value, then end and R. From that we have to calculate P by using this formula. A is equal to P in bracket 1 plus Rn upon 100. Then by putting this all value in formula, we get this term. If we divide 9 by 3, we get what? 3 here. 3 means what? 3,000. Here we take LCM 100 plus 3 divided by 100 means what? 103 divided by 100 means 3296, which is equal to P into 103 divided by 100. By solving this term, we have to find out the value of P. Means here P is equal to 100 into 3296 divided by 103. By solving this term, we get the P value, which is 3200. Means your principal amount is what? 3200 at at in which is 4 month, and here rate of interest is what? 9% per annum. Then find the simple interest on rupees 1250 for 2.5 yearly at 12% per annum. Here 2.5 yearly means what? 5 by 2 years. Here we take this 2.5 yearly means 2 plus 1 by 2 years means here take the LCM 2, then 2 into 2 is what? 4, 4 plus 1 by 5 by 2, and can be converted into 5 by 2 years. Now here principal amount is what? 1250 and R is equal to what? 12% per annum. Then by using this formula here, I is equal to PRN. Then put the value here, P, R and N. We get the interest 375. Similarly, we can calculate the period by using this compound interest simple interest formula. Also, we have to calculate rate of interest, then calculate a number of years, then principal amount by using this formula. Then this question is based on we have to find out the period. In what period means we have to calculate the n value. In what period a sum of rupees 10,000 will earn a simple interest of rupees 3,200 at 8%. Now here what we have to given here, from example we have to write here P means what? Principal amount, which is 10,000. Then the simple interest is what? 3,200. Then R is 8% per annum. Then N is equal to, we have to calculate this N by using this formula, simple divided by 100. By putting this P, R, and simple interest in formula, we get N is equal to 4. For years at 8% per annum. Now the next point, which is compounding. Now compound interest means what? When interest is added to the principal at the end of each period, and the total so obtained is treated as the principal for the next period, then the interest so obtained is called compound interest. For example, suppose Rasiklal starts an industry by taking a loan of rupees 50,000 from a bank at 16% per annum. They charges interest quarterly, but Rasiklal able to pay the interest at the end of principal. Means Rasiklal at the end of each quarter on the principal amount. Means how to find? Firstly, find out. Let us find out how much Rasiklal has to pay towards interest at the end of first year. Now, firstly, we have to calculate on rupees 50,000 for first. How to calculate the Rasiklal interest on P, which is I is equal to PRN upon 100. P means here what? Principal amount, which is what? 50,000. R is what? Rasiklal has to pay the quarterly interest. Means we get R is equal to what? 4. What is the value of R is here? Quarterly means we have to take the R is equal to 4 value. R is 4 and N is equal to 1. Here we have to calculate the interest at the end of first year. Means here we have to take N is equal to 1. Means firstly Rasiklal has pay first interest on rupees 50,000. We get 2000. Now the principal for second quarter is what? What is the principal value? Of the quarter, which is P plus I upon 52,000. Compound interest means what? P plus I means you have to add interest principal amount. Now for second quarter, Rasiklal, how to find the interest on 52,000 for second quarter? We get here I is equal to PRN upon 100. Means for second quarterly, Rasiklal has to pay interest 2080 by calculating this I, which is PRN upon 100. Then principal amount for third quarter is what? Previous interest plus principal amount. Principal amount is what? 52,000 by previous quarterly. Then what is 52,000 plus 2080? We get what? 54,080. Similarly, Rasiklal calculate the interest on third quarter, which is 54,080, and we get what? 2,163.20. Means Rasiklal has to pay interest on rupees 54,080. We get 2,163.20 interest. Now the principal amount for fourth quarter is what? P plus I, which is previous interest is what? 2,163.20, and principal amount is what? Third quarter principal amount, which is 54,080. By adding this, we get 56,243.20. Means interest on rupees 43.20 for fourth quarter, and then Rasiklal has to pay interest on that principal amount, which is 2,249 rupees. Now that Rasiklal has to pay 2,000 interest. Now second quarterly has to pay 1,080 interest. Now third quarterly, Rasiklal has to pay 2,163.20 interest. Now fourth quarterly, Rasiklal has to pay 2,249.73 interest. By adding this all interest, total interest is 8,492. Rasiklal has to pay the total interest at the end of first year, by which the Rasiklal has to pay this interest is in quarterly way. The compound interest formula. What is the compound interest formula? If P is the principal amount, R is the rate of interest per annum, and in the period in years, then amount A at the end of n year is given by A is equal to P. Then the compound interest is given by, what is compound interest? A minus P. A minus P. Then by putting this value A here, A which is P in bracket 1 plus R upon 100 raised to n minus P. By taking here P is common in bracket 1 plus R upon 100 raised to n minus 1. Then thus compound interest is what? Compound interest is equal to P in bracket 1 plus R upon 100 raised to n minus 1. This is the formula. Means you have to pay the rate of interest in nth yearly. Now go to the example on compound interest. Find the compound interest on rupees 5,000 for fifth year when the rate of interest is 9% per annum. Then we know that the formula for nth year. What is the formula for nth year? P into R upon 100 divided into 1 plus R upon 100 raised to n minus 1. Here P is what? Rupees 5,000. R is what? 9%. N is what? 5 years. By putting all this value in formula, we get the answer here. 635.211 rupees. Now if compounded yearly, then use this formula. A is equal to P in bracket 1 plus R upon 100 raised to N. If compounded is half yearly, then use this formula. A is equal to P in bracket 1 plus R by 2 divided by 100 raised to 10. Third is what? If compounded quarterly, then A is equal to P in bracket 1 plus R by 4 divided by 100 4n. Now if compound interest is monthly, then A is equal to P in bracket is compounded interest on a given sum in the nth year is what? In is equal to PR upon 100 in bracket 1 plus R upon 100 raised to n minus 1. Here, go to the example. Here, find the compound interest on rupees 4,000 for 50 year, and the rate of interest 8 per what of interest. The rate of interest is here 8 per annum. And here n is what? 50 year means 5. Means by putting this all value in that formula, we get what? I, and I is what? Rate of interest on compound interest, which is we get 435.37 rupees. Then next example, find the compound interest on rupees 10,000 for 4 years at 5% per annum. Here what we have to given here example. Here compound interest on rupees 10,000 means here principal amount is what? 10,000. N is here what? 4 years. And R is what? 5% per annum. Then here use this formula. A is equal to P in bracket 1 plus R divided by 100 raised to N. We use this formula here. Here P is what? Principal amount, which is 10,000, R is 5, and N is 4. To find CI means compound interest. The amount of the end of 4 years is A is equal to P in bracket 1 plus R upon 100 raised to N. This value in this formula, we get the 12,155. From that amount, we have to calculate compound interest means compound interest is equal to A minus P. A minus P is equal to what? 12,155 minus 10,000. P is here 10,000. Means we get 2,150. Get a compound interest. Now next example. Find the compound interest on rupees 12,000 for 4 years at 6% per annum. Then here P is what? 12,000. N is what? 4 year. R is what? R means what? Rate of interest, which is 6% per annum. R is equal to what? 6% per annum. Means firstly calculate A value, which is by using this formula. A is equal to P in bracket 1 plus R. By putting all this value in this formula, we get we then put to the next example. Find the compound interest on rupees 8,000 at the rate of 8% per annum for 2 years compounded half yearly. When compounded is half yearly, then use this formula. A is equal to P in bracket 1 plus R by 2 divided by 100 raised to 2n. Half yearly means what? We have to take the rate of interest halfway. Means what? R can be converted into R by 2 term. Here given that what is principal amount is here 8,000. R is what? Rate of interest, which is 8% per annum, but your compound interest is what? Half yearly. half yearly means we have to take r by 2. We get 8% divided by 2 means what? 4. Means in r value is what? 4. And n is equal to what? 2n. 2n means here n is for 2 years means 2 into 1. Sorry, 2 into 2. N is here what? N is equal to 2 means 2 into 2 means 4. Then a is equal to 8000 in bracket 1 plus 4 divided by 100 raised to 2 into 2 means 4. If we divided 4 by 100 we get what? 0.04. And if we add 1 in that term we get what? 1.04. Then we have to calculate 1.04 raised to 4 means we have to take the multiplication 4 times multiplications of term 1.04. We get what is here answer 1.16985856 into what 8000 which is principal amount. We get what here amount value which is 9358.86. Then from that amount value we have to calculate compound interest means compound interest is equal to a minus b which is 9358.86 minus 800 we get what 1358.86. In this way we have to calculate the rate of interest, then period, then interest, then principal amount. Then by using this formula we calculate so thank you.